hi, Bill.
Sorry, I'm trying hard here. I had to switch computers.
There you go. Okay. We just started, Bill. So
All right.
any declarations of interest? No conflicts of interest? Nope, nothing. Good. Okay, committee business. Rental review. Unfortunately, we lost the only renter that we had for this month was the Teamsters. Well, we had the birthday party at the end too. But we've lost both of those. So we have no rents to report for the month of January. Both of them due to COVID. Teamsters would have been able to meet because it's a bargaining unit and they have enough, their numbers would have been okay, but they decided not to meet this month. So, and they are the only ones that I am aware of that we have for the month of February so far. With this event, we ended up spending $734.47 on the brunch with Santa and $124.30 for the cookies for Take an Alfie. So that totaled $858.77. I have handed in those receipts to Stephanie to be reimbursed from the community grants program. So we had asked for $1,100 for this event. Like I said, we used $858.77. So we came in a little bit below budget, $265.93 below what we had anticipated. So 2022 events. Pasta dinner. Well, folks, I really think we are going to be looking at a strictly takeout. There's not going to be any seated guests. We would have to do like 4 seatings to even make it worth our while. So it looks like it's going to be a strictly takeout as far as, I mean, that's if nothing changes from now, because restaurants and stuff are still able to take out right now. So as long as that stays the way it is, then we should be okay for this, correct? Curtis, Joe? Yeah, okay. So we will have to get together and try and figure out what's going to cost us. We have to price out the costs of all the takeout containers, all that kind of stuff, so that we can decide on how much we have to charge for the actual dinner. We'll have to, I don't know, I mean, Zappies has always stepped up and offered to help us with this. I don't know whether that will still be on the table this year or not, because I'm sure that he's struggling too. So we'll have to look at this as far as, okay, what's it really going to cost us and make it worth our while to do it. We'll also have to discuss COVID protocol, because nobody will be allowed into the building. So it will be us sort of delivering out into the parking lot, that type of thing. So we'll have, like I said, we have to get together because it's a month away, folks. It's like 1 month today, as a matter of fact.
Also, Marty.
Yes.
Just a reminder as well that you need to include public health.
I'm sorry?
You need to
public health?
include public health in there as well.
I have to know
you're serving food to the public in such a way that you are, you just need to notify them. That way, if anybody ever happens to get ill, they have a trace it back sort of philosophy. And also they'll likely want to do an inspection of the hall before you service the food.
Okay, I do remember something about that now you say that, Curtis. Is there anyone in particular that I contact at Public Health, or?
If I recall correctly, I believe it's just an online form that you fill out and submit, and then they reach out to you. But Stephanie would know better than I would, but I believe that's all it is.
Okay, perfect. I will reach out to Stephanie and ask her, but okay. And I wanted to just discuss the Easter event as well.
Can I just pop in for a second?
Absolutely.
you need to make a motion to spend money for your pasta dinner because.
No, we don't, Joe, because it's a fundraiser and we don't use any.
Oh, right, you're not using it. You're not using then. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
That's okay. So the Easter event, I want to talk about that tonight only because it's January. Easter is in April. We have to get things passed through council. So I wanted to bring that up tonight. So I propose that if the COVID restrictions are the same as they are, then we will do the same as we have done for the past 2 years. Do some kind of an Easter hunt throughout the community where they'll send their pictures into the Facebook page and we will do draws from that. So I'm going to ask that I'm going to ask community grant program for $150 for prizes for this event.
Marty,
Yeah,
just before you ask for just that amount, if we had, like, say 30 entries and we give out 6 prizes,
yeah.
could we give out some type of little thing to the other families for participating? Could we add on another?
I don't know. That'll get more people to participate maybe, but like I would rather ask for like $150 for prizes and another $50 for supplies.
The signage.
Yes. Well, because I don't know whether we're going to do eggs or maybe we'll do something different this year. Something just to stir it up a little bit. We've done 2. We've done the regular egg hunt. Now we've done the scrambled eggs with the little riddle in there, that type of thing. So I'd like to do something a little bit different this year, but
I just thought maybe we did baskets for every family, something. Oh,
that would cost too much, Judy.
yeah.
To do a basket that's presentable. I mean, if you want to get in the chocolate bunny or chocolate egg or something,
Yeah.
But if it's just a virtual type thing like this, I'd rather keep what we're asking lower, so that we do have more to spend for the bigger events that we might be able to hold throughout the year. Because hi Curtis, you're waving.
I'm waving. So sorry, where are you funding this one from?
I'm asking from the community grants.
Okay, so the budget.
And I know that we have to do the whole year of what we want to do for events, Curtis, and I understand that and present it. But I was afraid that if we didn't do the Easter now, it won't get in time for council to approve. Hang
on. So yes, but budget goes to council in about a week. So at this point, there's no, I guess, you could put it on the floor because I guess, Joanne, it would have to be next meeting that it gets approved, right? Is that the way it works? So you put it on the floor tonight, yes. But if council doesn't approve the funding, it's not happening regardless. But that'll go to council next week for the money that we submitted for you guys. So
we have a budget meeting next Tuesday and next Wednesday. If it gets passed either Tuesday or Wednesday, then we'll know what kind of 2022 budget you're working with. If it goes into February, I would need to send this motion to either the February 1st meeting, if it's approved, or February 15th meeting, if it's approved. If not, then it'll just keep going to the next council meeting. Yeah. Okay. But we have to know what the 22 budget is approved for beforehand.
Correct. So I guess what I'm saying, Marty, is yes, put it on the floor tonight, but do not spend any money until the budget approval has gone through.
Oh, absolutely.
Because if you spend the money and the council says no, I have no means to get the money back to you. So just yes, put it on the floor, but don't spend until you hear from us saying budget's approved and you're good to go.
Okay.
Was that the community grant budget too in there?
That's correct. The entire 2022.
Okay, but we don't know how much to ask for yet through the community grants program, Curtis, because we haven't decided on the rest of the events for the year, because we'd have to sit down and work out 2 different scenarios for each thing that we want to do. And we haven't. So
Stephanie made some assumptions based on our conversations previously and put some dollars in there for you guys. Okay. I can't remember off the top of my head what they are, but I know she did put sort of a past practice of what you've done and then some type thing in there. But as far as the line item to line item goes, that doesn't need to be established till later because this is simply the approval of a lump sum. So
okay.
it could be $200,000 for all the grants.
Right.
But what's going to happen is at some point, yes, we're going to ask you to give us a line breakdown, and that will go to council separately out of the approved pot of money that we get, if that makes sense.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
let's get the pot approved, and then the allocation of it is less involved. We'll say that it's more of a staff working with you guys decision of what we give to you or what we're asking council for approval for.
Okay, perfect. See, I didn't realize that Stephanie had already done that, Curtis. So that was my push to get this in here tonight, and then thinking that next meeting we could present the rest of the events that we want to put on for the year.
You still can. I think that's a great idea, and I would still do it that way. Because when the community grants budget goes to council, which is separate from the lump sum ask, then that is what the detail will need.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to ask for $200 for the Easter event if we do it under COVID protocol. If we are allowed to have something like we have in the past, then that goes up considerably. The last one that we held indoors was 2019, and it cost us $475 to put that event on. So looking at the prices of things now, I don't know whether we'd be able to do it for that amount. So I'm looking at either tacking another $75 or $100 onto that amount to cover the cost if we do a regular Easter thing, like event like we usually do. So I guess I would ask for $575 or $600, might as well round it up to $600 for the event if we can go ahead and do it inside. So if those could be presented to council, just so that we know, then that'll be great. I know that won't go to them until March, right? Because we have to approve this in February, then it goes back to them and they won't get it till March, right? And Easter's in April.
I can send the motion earlier. I don't have to send them with your minutes. So if it's urgent, I can send it earlier, but again, I have to wait for that budget to be passed.
Right.
And I just need a mover and a seconder for it.
Okay.
I'll move it. I second it. Ray moved it. Ray waved.
Okay, and like I said, for the rest of the events, we need a little bit of time because like I said, we have to sort of figure out what we're doing, number one, and then how we're going to do it 2 ways. So, okay. What's next?
Marty, in all honesty, we haven't separated our budget as such. So if you just give us the ideal situation numbers, then that's probably your best case. I would just run with that. Our council doesn't have a no COVID budget.
I know, but the thing is, Curtis, with that, if we do it that way, what if, okay, so we use all the money that they're going to give us. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter if we're going to
Just ask for $600 for Easter, regardless. If we only use 200, then we'll use it for the gift cards.
Yeah,
okay.
At the end of the day,
So
if they only give you 300, then then you'll have to look at all your event schedules and rearrange your dollars as such. And
Okay.
that can be a separate report back to council saying we'd like permission to take the money you did give us and rework it like this.
Okay.
So ask for what you want.
Okay, perfect. We will do that. So we'll plan the events like we can hold them like we have any other time and ask for that amount instead of breaking them down. Okay, that saves us a lot of work, right? Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Board of Management questions. First of all, do we have anybody that's going to be our rep? We don't have a city rep, right? I think we asked this last meeting.
Yeah, not officially anymore, but I can attend if needed. I just won't be doing the minutes. And I think Curtis is on the same page as well. I think he's going to attend if needed.
Okay.
I think we're referencing word council, Joanne?
Yeah, council rep. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I have not received an answer yet from the city clerk. So I'm not sure yet, still. I'm hoping, I'm gonna push for the answer and see if I can get it for February.
And I know we talked about this before too, but I just want to straighten this out. Okay. Like administration fees. If we're running our own board and we have a secretary that's taking minutes, and I know we talked about this before, and Curtis, you want to go paperless and all that kind of stuff, but I really prefer to have minutes that are black and white in front of me, and then put them into a binder at some point in time, and so that we can always look back on those minutes in a second.
And or pass them down.
Yes, and or pass them down, because I just got the binder from minutes from a previous board that were very helpful. So I like to have a paper trail. So I'm asking, where do the funds for administration fees come from? Is there some kind of a budget for that, or because we're talking like probably like ink for a printer, some paper, and whatever else.
A ledger for the treasurer.
And yeah, we need some kind of a ledger for the treasurer, that type of thing. I don't expect that it would be a large budget that we would need for it, but we certainly need some kind of budget for it.
That's an interesting question. Joanne, is there anything on your end that would be something like that? Because
I mean, you wouldn't expect a secretary at City Hall to do without any paper or printer or whatever, right? And I know if you want me to be as efficient as I can be and effective, I need to do it this way. I got all the meeting on my phone and all that kind of stuff, but I'm old school, as you well know.
And if we're on our own more, it's nice for us to have a paper so that we can show you everything that we're doing in black and white.
Is there a city source that has supplies that we can order through without having to spend money and do receipts and stuff like there is for some of the supplies and whatnot?
I'm not sure about that, but I can definitely take a look and send an email back maybe this week with some additional information about all of that.
yeah, I agree, Jim. We'll have to look into that because, again, the operating budget isn't really, it's not based on administration stuff. It's more based on base building, which doesn't, it's usually a separate budget outside of specific to Port Robinson. It's a little funny, but okay, let us look into that and then let's see.
Okay. Now, if we were to like have letterhead paper to send out thank yous for people who have donated or whatever, can we do that? Do we have to use the city letterhead? Can we do our own? What's up with that?
I don't know about that either, but I do know that letterhead is considerably more expensive than paper. Like paper, it's like 5 cents, let's say, and letterhead is like $2.
No, but if Nikki designed something that said Port Robinson Community Center under the city of Thorold and uses our logo to put on, and then it would just go on to whatever we printed.
Another interesting question. We'll have to get back to you. I think that would have to be approved by council at the end of the day.
Because we're under the umbrella of city of Thorold, right? You guys, but if she just designed something, said Port Robinson Community Center Board of Management under whatever.
Yeah, I think it's doable. I think we have to get approval from council to do it, but I think it's doable.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, again, we'll have to get back to you, but I think that money would have to come out of the community grant part.
Okay.
But
either. Okay.
let Joanne and I have a conversation with the clerk and see how she wants to handle that.
Okay. I don't think it would be that much. Bill, what did you say a cartridge for your ink for your printer cost? Like, oh, I can't hear you.
This is an unknown interface this time. It's not working the same. I think a toner cartridge for my laser printer is somewhere between, I want to say 60 or 70 bucks, but it lasts a long time. And the quality, if you're going to reproduce anything, is much better than inkjet. So
Okay.
that would be my advice.
Okay, so we're looking like for less than a couple $100 a year, I would say, for any administrative costs that we might need. So give you a ballpark of what to ask for or what we're looking for.
Yeah, and then just on that note too, Marty, which thanks for bringing this up, is we just also need to be careful when we're communicating with media as well. I know this hasn't really been a challenge for you guys, but other committees, the content when it comes to media communication should be sent through the administration office at City Hall, the mayor and CAO's office, versus just commenting to any of the news outlets yourselves or anything like that that comes up. Any formal media releases that come out go through Joanne or the clerk's department as well. And not to say that you can't put stuff on Facebook, stuff like that, but if somebody's specifically asking you about, something that's happened, again, come through us, not any of your functions per se, for sure.
Like the bridge, for instance, if somebody wants to talk about the bridge in Port Robinson, and you want to put out something formal about it, you'd have to go through City Hall and not just on your Facebook page.
Okay, so you're saying that if there's somebody from the newspaper at one of our events and they're asking about the event, that's fine. But if it's other stuff like the bridge or fire hall or whatever the case may be, it goes through you, and that's.
Yeah, just keep it specific to your functions versus commenting on.
Have we had a problem with this, Curtis?
No, not this group. No, not at all. But
okay.
It has happened in other groups. Obviously, all the stuff that's happened with one of the counselors. Again, you just avoid answering that and say, you know what?
Oh, I do. I just avoid it.
About the event. Don't worry about the counselor because he was supposed to be on this committee. That sort of thing. Just again. We're not going to comment on stuff like that. That communication would come from the mayor and CEO.
Absolutely, I agree. So, okay, board positions. According to our terms of reference, like there's a chair, a booking secretary, and a treasurer, I think it was, or custodian. Some boards have a co-chair. We talked about this a little bit, and what we think would work best for us is 4 positions: a chair, a co-chair, a secretary, and a treasurer. So the chair's responsibility would be to promote and run meetings and take over the booking secretaries, because I do that anyway, right? I with the rentals, and there's no use stirring up that pot because we finally have it working well between Steph and myself, and it's working. So at this point, if I'm going to remain chair, I think that should be part of the chair's duties. If some point that I'm not chair and the chair doesn't want to do that, then you can vote in a booking secretary. The secretary's job would be to take minutes of the meeting, send minutes out to all of us, send agenda out to all of us. The chair would send the agenda to the secretary, same as I do now with Joe, and the secretary would send it out. Now, you still need a copy of the agenda, Joe, with meetings?
Yes, because I need to put it on our website.
Okay, perfect. So the secretary would include Joe in that to mail out. The treasurer, she would be responsible for keeping track of the beautification account, ins and outs of that. Maybe there might be a little bit of bookkeeping type thing just to keep us on track with what we've spent from the community grants fund. I'm not sure. And then the co-chair, they would be the ones that would step in for any of the other positions that couldn't make it to that meeting. So at any point in time, the co-chair could be the chair, the secretary, or the treasurer. Now, saying that, I don't want any meetings that we don't have a report of either the treasurer or the secretary. So it would be up to those people to make sure, if they're not coming to a meeting, to make sure that the co-chair has all the paperwork and everything that they need. So the meeting could proceed normally. So if the secretary wasn't going to be there, she'd have to make sure that the co-chair got all of the paperwork for the meeting for that night. Is that acceptable that we have 4 positions?
So I don't have a problem with that. It actually works out well because I do need to redo the terms of references to change a couple spots. So I can also change that section as well. The only thing that there might be a problem with is the co-chair, that they kind of do everything else. I'm not sure if that's allowed or not. I don't know. I'm not saying yes, I'm not saying no. I'm not sure. I've never heard of a co-chair doing every piece if necessary. So I will double check on that.
Yeah.
So otherwise, I think it's a good time to do that.
Okay, because I have been a part of a board before where, yeah, there was a president and a vice president, and the vice president would take over any position that was available that night if they, if they couldn't show up. So I'm kind of looking at it.
That's no problem. I will definitely look into that, and then I'll add it to the terms of references.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, can I just ask you a question? So even say there's, how many of us on the board? 2, 4, 6 of us?
Yep.
And there's 4 positions. There's 2 other ones floating. Could they not even step into the other roles?
No. It has to be the co-chair. It has to be an elected member to perform the duties of that position, I would think. Am I correct in that, Curtis?
Well, they're members of the board, so they should be allowed to cover for.
I don't know.
I'm gonna pass that one off to Joanne. I think it's okay, but
I don't see why not. As long as somebody's taking the minutes, who cares?
Yeah, but
We check on that one as well. Also, I talked to the city clerk and she advised that because you're a board now, you don't have a council rep.
I'm sorry, now that we're a board?
You have a council rep now that you are not just a committee.
I don't know what's going on with the noise here.
Holy
Joe.
moly.
yeah,
It's
muted
Bill,
that,
it's
Joanne.
Bill,
I
I
heard
keep
what you
muting him.
said. Okay, so what she's saying is because you're a board of management, you don't need a council rep. So
Oh,
there will not be a council rep.
That's right.
The other thing I was just looking at online, I couldn't find it in my budget binder, but in years past, under general supplies, you do have $600. I'm assuming, again, I can't say 100% for sure for 2022, but I didn't change it. So there should be $600 in general supplies, which
Okay.
should take care of your paper
administration.
stuff and your administration stuff. But as far as just, again, be aware of the logo, let's get the logo done and get council to approve it. And then we'll send it out to you.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Okay.
Can I
Okay,
just
so
pop in
now,
for a second?
Yep.
Bill, I'm the one that keeps muting you because when you're not muted, there's like major echo noises going on. That's why I keep muting you.
oh, I didn't know where they were coming from.
Yeah, I'm in the kitchen by myself. That's fun. Okay.
No, it's not you. It's background noises, Bill, for some reason. I don't know. Okay, so now that we have,
Probably my neighbor's snowblower.
oh, maybe. So now that we have decided that, yes, we can have 4, then we can move on to elections.
Are we able to elect co-chair if we're not sure though? Like,
Oh, we can have a co-chair. What
Okay.
we weren't sure of is whether the other
duty.
2 people could step in.
If you could step in, if somebody could step in and say, I'm not doing anything, could I step in and take the minutes one night?
Yeah. I don't see why
As
not.
long as we all work together as a group. they
They've
should-
had guests do the minutes before, so I'm sure that anybody, one of the board members can step
It's
in.
not me. I will just ask me questions.
Okay, so elections, they have to be done one at a time and we all vote on it. Is that how we do this?
I think she shook her head, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to text the city clerk to know about the positions.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, so where do we start?
Marty's staying as chair. I nominate her.
I second.
All in
Do we
favor?
all have- Yeah, yes.
All in favor?
Bill's raising his hand, is that okay?
I'm sure Ally's in there, okay? Yes,
I'm
yes,
here.
You have to use sign language.
Okay, so that's passed.
Yes.
Secretary, what are you laughing at?
yes. Ray, yeah.
Okay, secretary. I'd like to nominate Bill for secretary. Do you accept, Bill? I couldn't hear you. Did Joanne?
I accept.
He put his thumbs up.
Did you
and he
mute him?
accepted.
Okay, so Bill accepts. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carried. Bill is now the new secretary. Treasurer. Like to nominate Ray. Ray, do you accept?
Yes.
Aye. All in favor?
Aye. Ally's in there. There she is.
Perfect.
I'm here.
Passed.
She's jumping.
Ray is now the new treasurer. Co-chair. Like to nominate Judy. Judy, do you accept?
Okay.
All in favor?
Hi.
So, yeah.
Carried. Judy is now new
Oh,
co-chair. Oh.
Joanne's put her hand up.
What happened, Joe?
I just spoke to the city clerk, and if you need to have somebody else do the minutes or whatever, because the secretary can attend, all you need to do is appoint someone at the beginning of the meeting.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Perfect.
but the co-chair would still do the chair's job if I'm not there. Okay,
Yep, so you just write down at the beginning that whoever, so-and-so Judy, let's say, is going to be doing the secretary duties today, then you just write that in the minutes.
okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay, that takes care of elections. Perfect. In camera. Nothing? Nope. Round table. No, we had there, Joe, was the terms of reference, and that's still, you're still working on that, hun?
Yeah, it's going to go in February, I'm hoping.
Okay, perfect.
We had the holidays, and then Curtis decided to take an extra week off.
Oh, yeah.
So we had COVID with the closure, so I haven't had a chance to meet with Curtis
My
yet.
bad.
Okay, no problem. Is there anything else for roundtable that anybody needs to or wants to bring up? No,
How long are these elections good for?
this is for 4-year term, same as, it was I think the terms of reference said a year, or somebody said a year, but then Joe, you clarified that no, it's for the 4 years, correct?
Yes, so we do have an election year this year, so you're gonna have to do your terms of references again once the elections are passed, right? Because when there's new elections, there's new, like the committees are gonna open up again, everybody's gonna have to reapply.
Oh, so we have to do another election?
I
after?
believe it's that way for boards as well, but you know what? Let me double check that as well.
Okay,
Because for committees, everybody needs to reapply when we have an
Curtis
election.
is shaking his head, yes.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us reapplied, did we?
We haven't had an election since, have we?
No, this
No,
would be. the
No, you
year.
all reapplied in 2018, so it's been a while.
4 years. It'll be the 4 years, yes, that's.
That's
Yes,
when we went to that training, like the
Yeah.
that day. thing,
yes. Hard to believe that was 4 years ago, eh?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so next meeting would be the pasta dinner night.
Wait for
What?
me.
Sorry.
So just so you guys know, the draft budget is out online on our website, city website. So you guys can have a look at it. But right now, the only item in capital that is not on the deferral list is the kitchen exhaust.
Oh, didn't ask for that? Or is that the
No,
only
I
thing you
did.
did ask? Oh,
That's the only item that's not being bumped.
Like put off.
okay.
That's the only thing we're getting done.
Assuming council approves it, yes.
So I'm
So-
sorry. What did I just miss there? Okay, so
I
we
believe
should get the
originally I
exhaust
had
fan, but not
asked,
the porch. Is that what you're saying?
I asked for the kitchen,
Yes,
the exhaust fan, and the porch.
yes,
Out of those 3 projects that I put in for,
yes.
the only one that's right now not on the chopping block is the exhaust fan.
Okay, well, I knew the kitchen would be on the chopping block, but I was hoping we'd get that porch because it's ruining our new door.
Well, I
And the railing
believe
is
that-
loose.
Yes.
Okay, well, I think they use the concrete grinder on the front stoop, I believe. But I gotta check with Dave, but I think.
Okay,
did
but
that
if they
last
did
week.
occurs, I didn't know this.
It would have been the end of last week.
I'll
But
hide
it's
it.
not that, it's the safety of the railing in the hole in the middle of the,
It doesn't meet
Yeah.
code. There's a bunch of, I agree, it doesn't meet
Yeah.
code. There's issues with it, you know. that.
Yeah,
So
like
that's why I
that
put it on.
crack, a wheelchair would get, or a wheel of a walker would get stuck in that crack.
or my
Yeah, we
high
can fill
heels.
that.
You
We
feel
can fill that, but it's not resolving the bigger issue, which it simply doesn't meet code. You know,
Right.
so.
Right. Okay, so it looks like the only thing we're gonna get is our exhaust. That's what you're saying.
So far.
Unless you talk to a couple of counselors, but I'll leave that with you guys, but right now, that is what's being proposed to pass.
Okay. Okay. Exhaust. Well, we do need a new exhaust, that's for sure. That thing is awful. But, and like I said, the step, the porch was more, like I said, it was ruining the new door. The door couldn't open and close properly. So just seemed like such a waste to get a new door on there and it's gonna be ruined.
Yeah, you have a lovely AODA compliant door, but
Yes.
the ramp to get to the door, not so much.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Maybe
Okay,
we can look to see if we can get a grant for that. Curtis.
How do we go about that? Do we go about that?
No, I can apply on behalf of the committee for you, but I have to find a grant that would do that.
Sorry.
Leave it with me and I'll keep looking for grants to see if I can find something that'll do the ramp for you.
perfect.
Or at least
So-
try anyways to get a grant.
Okay, where do the grants come from? Just
Every
Everywhere and anywhere. So there's
Okay.
provincial
Every magic
grants,
hat.
there's
Provincial?
state grants, federal grants.
Oh, okay.
Provincial and federal governments, essentially.
But it's a railing too, because it's loose in some spots, right? So when you say the porch, you mean the railing too?
Yeah, the whole thing is,
The whole thing.
Yeah, not just the
Entirely.
ramp.
There's some grants that are specifically for accessibility. So let me see what I can do.
oh, that'd be awesome.
It might not be like right now, but something might open up like in a few months or something like that.
Yeah, but you have to have everything shovel ready, right? Because it's like you apply for it and boom, you like you have to have everything ready. So
That's right. But I'll work with Curtis. He's pretty good at that.
perfect. Thank you. Okay, so our next meeting is on the night we're planning to pass the dinner. So do we want to do it the week before? Which
I would think so.
be- Yeah, which would be what, the 14th, I think? Is that the 14th? I haven't got a,
Yeah, it's the 14th.
okay. That's Valentine's Day. Everybody okay with that? Or are you gonna be out? Valentine's,
We'll all go out the weekend before.
yeah. Okay, so our next meeting will be Monday, February the 14th at 7 PM via Zoom. So are you two, okay, so are you two, Curtis and Joe, would you be at that meeting or who has to set up the Zoom? If, like, does anybody know how to set up a Zoom meeting?
I can still set up the Zoom for you, and all you have to do is log in like you do today, so I can provide the link to you, and then you just sign in.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't start the meeting. I sign it like you guys do. It just starts on its own.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is there something screwy with that link today? I couldn't make it work on either computer. Right now I'm in through the browser and it's not the same. I just wonder if something changed since last time, because I've had no trouble in the past.
I want to say no, only because everybody else logged in with that link, so I'm not sure what's going on tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's
Just blame
something to do with
the
our
snowblower.
internet or something, because Ally had a heck of a time, Bill, too, so
Yeah.
maybe it's got something to do with the internet or something.
Okay.
Blame the snow blower.
Yeah,
It could be interference.
yeah. Oh,
That's exactly what it sounds like, though. It sounds like interference, Bill.
yeah, it does.
Still doing it because it just.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, it hasn't stopped.
No, stop now.
That's
I know
really
you
weird.
hear it.
It's not as loud as it was.
It's weird because it's really quiet in here.
Yeah, weird.
Must be picking up my fridge or something. How bizarre. Marty,
Yes.
at some point this week, via text, we'll get everybody's, I don't have everybody's emails. And in fact, I don't have everybody's names attached to their phone numbers. So when I get texts, I don't know who the hell they're from.
We were discussing that at the meeting last week.
I say something and one person got it, and it wasn't for them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, when we were talking on the phone, we said that too. We're like, I don't know whose phone number this is.
all right, if we get that arranged in there, because it's going
Yes.
to be helpful for communication moving forward.
Okay, so everybody, just send Bill your
Yeah.
email. Just send him a hello
I'll
email.
do this. BC, are we still recording? We don't want this.
I was going to say,
Oh,
no,
the
no,
whole
no,
world-
no,
the
no, no.
whole world didn't know my-
And offline,
Oh, I
offline.
have your email. I have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, forward that, if we can forward anyway. And
Yes.
send me your phone numbers and your emails.
Yes,
Okay.
Okay?
yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See that? Look at that, our new secretary. He's right on it. Love it.
Because you
Yeah. Okay, guys, I guess that's it. I guess we can adjourn. So, I'm inviting both Curtis and Joe next month if you want to come along. So, I know you don't have to anymore. So, have your Monday nights to yourself. But you're more than welcome. So, that's the only thing I'd like to have. If we don't need a city rep, I would like just because look at how many questions we have, and it's like, okay, you know, nice to get answers right away. So
But once we get organized, we should be that.
I know we had a lot of questions with the Board of Management just because we didn't know.
And the budget stuff that we want to know about the paper and
Yeah.
we're using a binder.
Okay, perfect.
So
So
are we gonna buy Ray a ledger so she can start things and
Yes.
regardless?
yes, we can do that, right, Curtis? We can go out and get the ledger for Ray and whatever. Or do we have to
Let's wait a
wait
week.
for council?
Let's hold the week. That's fine. Let's just
Yeah.
wait a week.
Okay. We got lots of time. We got till next meeting. So
There's still money in the 2021 budget, Curtis?
Yeah, but I don't think anything gets carried forward, Joanne.
I had another committee that their 2021 leftovers got carried over.
Did you get
It's
that
actually going to
confirmed by
council
finance?
tomorrow. It's going to council tomorrow. It was a pretty big balance, though. It was $500.
Okay, and yeah, because council's got to approve it, but I don't think finance carried anything forward. But even
I
at that, the money
I
I'm talking
actually
about-
cleared it with Kate and Maria, both.
Yeah, the money that I'm talking about is in the operating budget, which.
Oh,
does not
okay.
get carried forward,
Okay.
so.
okay, perfect. Well, thank you, everybody. Guess we're adjourned. And yes, we will get together, guys. Okay. Start talking about pasta dinner and whatever. All right.